What is going on, everybody? It is Craig, and I'm back. I got another little comic haul thing going on. Some very, very cool horror covers, and a non-horror book too. And I am also excited to say, one of my horror grail items is currently in my home. I need to unbox it. So, those of you who follow my channel for the old school horror stuff, you will see that, if not today as well, probably tomorrow. So, I'm going to show off these books. I also want to give a little bit of update about my contest, my slab giveaway contest that is going to end July 4th. There have been a lot of entries so far, which is excellent. Please, though, remember, there's only two rules. You make a comment, hashtag 700 in that video. If you're looking for the contest, just look at my videos. It's the last one I posted. But you also have to be a subscriber. So, even if you just subscribe and have the contest, ditch it, which hopefully you don't do, but I gotta be consistent. I said that's a rule, so if you haven't subscribed and you just commented, it will make you ineligible if you get picked, and I'll have to pick somebody else. So just please do that. But anyway, that said, here are the books. This first one is just a cool book to have in the collection. It's I guess it's a minor key, but it's a character. I remember watching. I've talked to people about this, and some people don't remember it. But when I was young, so say under 10, so sometime between 70, maybe 70, 82, when I was like 4, maybe 88, 86, 80, 89, I used to watch a cartoon of Plastic Man. So I didn't even think of getting a Plastic Man comic, and then I saw one up on Belias Comics. It got sold right away. I didn't get that one. But then I looked into it, I'm like, oh, maybe even more affordable than I thought, because he originated in the 40s. So you're not going to get his first cover appearance is like Police Comics 5 or something. You're not getting into him cheaply, and I'm not looking to get into anybody that expensively. And if I was, no offense, Plastic Man, it would not be you. But I did pick up from 1966. There you go. In fact, just to show the colors, because I do think it presents itself pretty well. I will take it out of the bag. There we go. Plastic Man #1. I was confused a little bit because I was looking into this comic. There are places that say, oh, it's the first appearance of the son of Plastic Man. I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, well, unless they think Gordon's the son of Plastic Man. And this is the first appearance of Gordon, but that's just Plastic Man's friend. But that just looks really, really cool and definitely brings back some nostalgia from back in the day. And again, it's not a mandatory thing for me with older comics, but to me it's just that extra cool thing when it is white pages. So, something from the 60s white pages. Now, the next three books, only one of them, well, maybe two of them, have really significant... Oh, by the way, the guy who I bought Plastic Man 1 from also included Plastic Man 10 from back then, too. And I do think that is a really neat cover, so I do like that. And since this isn't slab, this one I will crack open and read. Now you might be like, well, what about the one that's slabbed? I will read it online. But now we have three really good color covers, and I really couldn't decide which to go with first. So this is from a more recent series, but DC's Terrors Through Time. But this particular cover, it reminds me of like the old school VHS tapes, and specifically, you see that Harley knew shopping can be murder. Is that what it says? Harley knows shopping can be murder. And when I see this, a kill in a mall, I think of so many of the old school 80s horror movies that I loved, like Shopping Mall, or Night of the Comet, or Hide and Seek. What was the one, Daphne Zuniga's first movie? I can't remember that one, but those of you watching, I'm sure put down in the comments if you do. I actually have his autograph from her from that movie. I just don't remember what it was. But it was a good movie, and I would mention it by the spoiler, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But just check that out. And you have Harley, you have Dead Man, which is again just very, very neat. And again, it's a newer comic, but looks very cool. So I had to get it. I had to add it to like the horror cover combination slabs. Now, the next comic is something of a set that I'm working on. And you've already seen the first one a couple of weeks ago. Well, I shouldn't say so. The first one, you saw one of the ones from the set. It was the first one I got. It was actually number 2. I am a huge fan of all things deceased, comic-wise. Deceased, the original series. Then you had the, Dead Planets. And then you had War of the Undead Gods. And then you had the few things in between. Like, I forget the names of them, but they were really cool mini-stories. A couple of them were just up on the websites. Others weren't. But I'm looking to get all the deceased War of Undead Gods. I want to get the original covers in 9/8 at least. I got number 1 and 9/9. But I'm trying to do something different with the original deceased covers. They made horror variants, and there's only 6 of them, 6 books. The furthest, number 2 that I showed here, was one of my favorites. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. It has Batman and Poison Ivy though in it. This is using Joker and Robin, but deceased number 1. Check that out. Nice montage. That is very cool. Now, admittedly, some of these covers are showing characters that aren't necessarily doing anything significant in this version of the book. Like Joker does die already deceased. I don't know if he dies in 1. Robin does die. Well, this version of Robin does die already too. Actually, no, does he? Yeah, Tim Drake dies. Damian Wayans who stays alive throughout deceased until he essentially is the hero that saves everything in War of Undead Gods. Such a good series. I already got the 6th one coming in, which pays homage to Critters. So freaking good. And once I get all of them, I will probably look to find something I don't do yet. I don't have any comics on display. I will look to display all 6 covers together. That is neat. Now the last one I waited for intentionally because it's technically a little bit older. It's still not an old book by any stretch, but this is 2019. The other one was 2022. This is maybe the most homage cover. Incredible Hulk 340. But damn, if I tell you it isn't maybe one of the best ones I've seen, because it's got the horror vibe, it also got the Rick and Morty vibe. Check that out. You have Scary Terry. It's not the same. He has swords, not knives. They can't sue us. I love Rick and Morty. Admittedly, I've fallen off the last year or 2. One day I'll binge them all, but that is so neat. Obviously, you can see him and Morty in the claws the same way you saw Hulk in the claws there too. So this is freaking phenomenal. No harm, no slabs were injured in that fall. But that said, folks, thank you for checking out my video. I do, again, please, if you want to take part of the contest, I appreciate it, but just make sure you must sub, and then, respond with the question, and then hashtag 700, and that'll go up until Independence Day. But that said, have a good one, folks, and until I see you next time, peace.